You're saying that mask usage could cause infection in patients while doctor or surgeons use them?
Yeah, because whenever I'm arguing about masks, somebody in the comments going to be, oh, why don't the doctors in the
Okay,
hospital?
I'm saying that that particles are a certain size, right? They can measure viruses and water droplets in nanometers, and N95 masks have a smaller permeable, semi-permeable hole. Their perforations in them are smaller than the size of a water droplet or the size of a virus. So it literally can't travel through it. And the important part about that is you're stopping if you are infected and you are maybe asymptomatic, you have a chance to spread it to somebody if you sneeze or even if you just talk. So that's why wearing a mask is important, even if it's a piece of shit piece of cloth and it stops a giant water droplet from coming out of your mouth and hitting somebody in the eyeball. That saves someone's life.
No, you could take any aerosol can and spray it through the mask and you'll see how ineffective it is.
Okay, and aerosol is a different size than water.
Type of aerosol can with
aerosol is made of alcohol. Aerosol is a different size than water. Aerosol is a different size than water. That is not science. Whoever did this on YouTube for you fooled you.
No. So I mean, you
bought that? You saw this on YouTube, right? You saw? Is there a science? Is there an actual peer-reviewed study that uses an aerosol can with this mask thing? It does matter.
No, but it's common sense. You can see.
It's not common sense. I just debunked it in half a second. I debunked it by saying aerosol is a different size than water.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. You guys always conflate website addresses with content that's being presented. It's so pathetic when you guys say, "Oh, did you see that on YouTube?" YouTube's like the most banned and censored place for misinformation that you can't even get up on there. And then you still say, "Oh, did you see that on YouTube?"
Yeah, you absolutely saw somebody spraying an aerosol can through a mask, and you thought it was science.
Yeah, well,
somewhere.
There, I'm giving you.
You saw that? You thought it was smart enough to repeat to me on a debate platform.
You won't even read the PubMed.
I absolutely. The one you're pointing to has nothing to do with the argument we're having.
Oh, there we go. All right. Well, I'll give you a different one. Hold on. Yes, I have literally a dozen studies of masks that were conducted inside the operating rooms, and they all show to be ineffective.
Let's just talk about one that's directly. Let's just talk about one that just says effectiveness of mask wearing to control community spread of SARS-CoV. Yeah, this is a fucking med study.
Yeah, JAMA is one of the most corrupt organizations out there. And what's the date of this? 2021. Yeah, anything after 2016 is irrelevant and compromised.
Got it. That's a good coping mechanism for you, isn't it? That's pretty good. That's pretty good coping mechanism. Coping mechanism for you.
And all these ACA American.
That's why you're reading me random arbitrary studies. You're reading me studies on surgeons doing surgery and nothing to do with COVID. I love that for you.
Yeah. Well,
I love that for you. That's how pigeonholed you are with your information, because you have been so misinformed that you don't believe entire bodies of science.
Yeah, well, that's because your commenters always conflate that as well in the comments. They want to base their effectiveness off of the standard procedures in the operating room. Well, guess what? There's studies with thousands of patients conducted.
You're having an imaginary conversation with somebody that I don't even think exists in chat. I don't think a single person has said this in chat, and I'm not having that conversation. If you want to debate somebody in chat, I can drop you back down.
Well, how about I give you a JAMA study? I want you, if you like JAMA, let me give you a JAMA study, okay?
Now you like JAMA?
It's due to fluoride. Let me give you.
So you want to debate me on fluoride now?
Well, yeah, I'll give you a JAMA. If you want to use JAMA, I'll give you the one JAMA that I will.
Can somebody send me a neck brace? This is giving me whiplash.
I'll be right back. (274-8634) JAMA.
And why are we talking about COVID? I mean fluoride?
Just because. Why not? You brought out JAMA? Let's. Why don't you read what JAMA came to the conclusion on this one?
Sure. Tell me it again.
It's 274-8634.
274-8634.
Yep. Fluoridated
Fluoride's
water.
neurotoxicity.
Yep. Read the sentence in this perspective cohort. So the nutshell is this: that they followed a bunch of pregnant ladies that were given taking fluoridated water, and their children were born with lower IQs than children who weren't.
What was the level of fluoride, though? Is it the same level we use here? Dose just analysis of high quality studies. Hold on. High quality studies did significant adverse effects. 2 found no effect. It's incorrectly read. So I'm going to have ChatGPT summarize this for me, because I don't have 3 hours to read this on the spot. From COVID massive fluoride. Yeah, I know. I don't mind debunking whatever misinformation he wants to come up here with.
Water. Those were the levels.
Yeah, in what country, dude? Not ours.
In North American countries, in Canada specifically.
Okay, not ours.
Yeah, I mean, you guys like to, you think it's like when
we have dozens and dozens of studies. So we have actually dozens of studies where countries were fooled into taking fluoride out of the water because of your types of politics, and then all of a sudden we had a bunch of decaying teeth, a bunch of dental problems, and they put the fluoride right back in. So you're really going to have to figure out how to justify this more than like one misread study that happened in Canada.
Well, that's like drinking sunscreen to prevent your body from
no, it's not.
Getting sunburned. Yeah, it is.
No, it's not, because the fluoride actually touches your teeth, and you're talking about a topical ointment for your epidermis.
Right, it touches your teeth on such a level, when you're drinking water.
Yeah, it does.
That it stays on there.
It does.
And that's forced medication. You can't take the dosage. You can't find out what the dosage is. You force it on young. You force it on elderly. You force it on sick. You force it on immunocompromised.
You're just a conspiracy theorist.
If that isn't fascist, I don't know what is.
It's just a public health safety standard.
Yeah, something you cannot control the dosage of, something you cannot control for who gets it. And you did the same thing with Corona. You just
nobody did the same thing with Corona. You mean Trump did? Didn't Trump do that?
The old, the elderly.
Didn't Trump do that? Operation Warp Speed? Trump? Operation Warp Speed? So Trump did that?
You a Trump inject. You and all your people are Trump injects.
So you damn Trump for trying to poison the entire world?
Yeah, Trump is two-faced on that.
Two-faced on that, but you forgive him immediately? He's good?
Well, he's the best bet of a bad boy.
Your big gotcha is that the COVID thing is so bad, but it turns out it all comes from Trump.
Yeah, he's Trump really dropped the ball on that one, man.
Oops.
But look, he's made up for. RFK's in there now. And we've all seen the TikTok trend of these women taking Tylenol just because they hate Trump so much more than they're willing to poison their unborn babies by taking Tylenol.
There's no study that proves that Tylenol affects infants.
You could go to the X account of Tylenol themselves, and it says right there.
Yeah, I know. And Tylenol, if you read the whole thing, you could read. If you read the whole thing, it's actually a response to somebody else. It was a question. That's not actually their stance. Tylenol is safe to take during pregnancy. There is a Harvard study that you guys keep incorrectly pulling up. We're going to probably be fighting for this for months because Trump chose this for us to fight over. Either that or he's just incompetent because he can't even pronounce the word. But the study just went over a bunch of old studies that Harvard had, and they saw that there was an association between acetaminophen and autism. There was a positive correlation if you were to just graph it, but that doesn't mean that it actually caused autism. So the Swedish study took 2.4 million people, and they tested the same thing with a much thorough analysis, and they compared siblings. And once you compare siblings, ones who did and didn't receive acetaminophen during pregnancy, the study falls all the way apart. There's absolutely zero correlation between autism and Tylenol, and that's what the world knows now. Besides all of MAGA, they're a few years behind the rest of the world in medical studies.
Yeah, well, anyways, before that, even it's a shame on Trump that they even brought that out, because we know it's the vax that is causing the autism.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
we don't. We have plenty of studies on this too. RFK is a quack, and the fact that you're buying his stuff up, it just means you're conspiratorial. You're conspiratorial minded. Anything that sounds weird and twisted to you, you dig right into. You have confirmation bias up the wazoo. But I advise you to look into RFK and his paper on thimerosal, and which is like a mercury derivative.
Aerosol.
Thimerosal. It's not even in vaccines anymore. They stopped just out of precaution back in 2001. It's not even in anything anymore. That was his one claim for vaccines causing autism, and it was already widely debunked as he posted this journal, and he was widely criticized. It was back in 2005, and you can see the whole medical community come out against him. Even in the face of all the data, he doesn't care. He is a conspiracy theorist, and it's dangerous. He's already done this to like the Samoas. He went around saying that a certain vaccine was unsafe, and there were like 80 people who died from it. And we're going to see that on a much larger scale with him at the helm of the HHS. There's going to be hundreds, maybe thousands of people dying. We're probably going to have measles outbreaks like we're having in Florida. We're having a bunch of weird paranoid people like you just not taking things because you have like some weird pseudoscience you learned on social media.
Oh, really? Because